Children who go through Make-A-Wish and actually go through that Make-A-Wish experience are 76% more likely to survive, which is huge. And like that's impact that is just, it makes it worth it.
It doesn't matter if it's a for-profit or not for profit. You're helping an organization change, and change is uncomfortable.
We think that there's a need for modernization of Make-A-Wish, and that's going to happen through experiences, how we raise money, how we create community, how we create efficiency within our organization. So first thing is, are you comfortable? And the second thing is, do we agree with what we're focusing on?
Well, I think I can speak to, no, we're probably not comfortable, but that's, I think that's probably why we're having this conversation. It's okay to be uncomfortable.
If you're comfortable, you're not doing the right thing, because it means that you've probably already done it. We're doing things that haven't been done. How do we engage donors in a different way? How do we build these relationships? How do we keep them engaged?
Maybe it's around crowdsourcing. Maybe it's around social media. Maybe it's around transparency and information. Technology for us hopefully can take the message from the local chapters out to the national and global world in a way that you couldn't do with the traditional people-based model.
We're trying to understand what makes the people that are so involved and so personally connected to the organization, what drives that. Because we think that there are a lot of people that maybe don't have that personal connection to Make-A-Wish, and we almost want to replicate that with what we're going to create.
When you're granting over 500 wishes a year, you're changing the lives of so many people. When I'm involved and when I see it, and you actually get to meet the child, that's life-changing.
I can say personally as a volunteer who's donated my time now, it's extremely gratifying. I mean, it just makes you feel so good.
If you can help unlock a child's mind and it helps them get better, I mean, what more fun and more worthy thing is there to do?
We're hearing the same theme over and over again. It's about personal connections. It's about seeing these Wish families and these Wish kids in person that really affects people.
I think that big unlock is really figuring out how we can translate to many different audiences what that power of a wish means to all of the Wish children and their families.
There's a practical limit to man hours, but that's where technology and social media can come in and really help drive that process.
We've got people from visual design, UX, technology to come together and bring in our own individual experiences to help solve the problem.
So what I'm really interested in understanding is what motivates people to donate, what motivates them to share, and how do we continue to multiply that, and how do we continue to spread the word of all these different awesome stories about the children.
I think when you read the stories about what's going on with the children, it's hard not to, emotionally kind of reflect, especially if you have your own kids.
When I started hearing the stories, it's like, I just want to connect to kids because I'm a father. Like, I get it. It doesn't matter, like, if you like the same things that I do. I just want you to be happy.
What we're doing is making an impact on kids' lives and not just like the organization itself.
If someone's going to give an organization money, they want to know what the impact of that is. They want to understand transparently, like, where is this money going towards?
The importance and the impact of the wish is huge, and that's sometimes not always communicated to the donor. It really hit home how we could really bring to life these stories through to create an experience that would incent more donations.
So a sandbox session, it's got about 50 people all coming together to make change faster than they've ever done before. So think about getting 3 months worth of work done in a day. So the way that we bring a group like Make-A-Wish into this is we set up a bunch of different ideas that they get a chance to see and touch and feel, and then they can tell us yes or no, do they like them or not, versus a theoretical discussion of what could be. It's a very tangible discussion about what is. And to see a digital strategist work with a designer, work with a tax practitioner, or to work with a developer to generate something that can be seen at the end of the day is really impressive.
We're getting ready to actually pull the session off tomorrow. So we've walked through in detail all the different activities that are happening over the next 2 days, all these different ways for them to generate ideas, test those ideas, fold those ideas into new models, bake those models, share those ideas with each other, share those models with each other.
The goal of Sandbox is to show them that there's a different way that we can raise money and get these donors more engaged with these needy children.
If we're trying to grant 17,000 wishes by 2020, we have to do things differently. It's not okay to do business the same way.
Today is about challenging each other. We've had 19 teams work on this. 39 people for Make-A-Wish are here. I promise you the donor experience is going to absolutely change from what it is today to 5 years from today. It's going to happen. We cannot change that, but we can get in front of it. Together we're going to be building our solution. We're going to be creating a prototype to get something into the market so that we can see more donations.
Check everything at the door. Nothing's a bad idea. Let's have this conversation. Let's go there and have some difficult conversations and take some risks.
So we'll have 4 studios. These sort of breakout rooms are called studios set up on the following subjects: personal connection, community, feeling the impact, and making it easy.
Just seeing what the kind of work that can be done so quickly to really just iterate and ideate on this concept has been really exciting.
People vote with their time, they vote with their dollars. So how can we make the process easy enough where people will spend their time and also their dollars with us?
Oh, I got my wish funded, then what? Wish granted?
Yeah, and and then maybe they share, I helped Tucker, but we're not done. Boom.
There are all these other ways to help, sort of irrelevant, especially in this format and for this audience. And I think that's where PwC can come in and help us with the research and understanding the audience.
Second 30 days is about building. So creative, build assets, influencer list, email lists. We would probably provide that from the national office. We do have sample wish cost language.
Okay, so sample costs.
And then there's legalese that goes with that.
Maybe that's just all part of the test and that's all part of the rollout, just to test those kinds of things so that we know what we're doing.
From the Sandbox session, you could see that from day 1 to day 2, more and more people, I think maybe the whole room got convinced that, yeah, we could pull this off.
The most exciting thing I saw was the Make-A-Wish team grab individual elements of the prototype, move stuff around, sit there and talk about the impact that each one of those moves could make, and then see their impact in real time.
We're not just one note. And remembering that we have a great story to tell, that's probably the biggest key to our future success.
It's not about totally throwing out what we've been doing for 35 plus years, but it's a great iteration on that.
I think the time that we spent together isn't really about PwC, not about Make-A-Wish. It really is about kids. And so if we can grant one more wish, with this type of project, it's kind of hard to say, no, let's not go forward with it. So thank you.
There's a feeling of consensus. When we went around the room and we asked people how they felt, I think people were believing. From the moment that the session ended, there was absolute clarity on the next steps. The team went right into it, did everything they needed to do to get it market ready as quickly as possible.
There's always challenges. We try to take, from a development perspective, taking analytics, SEO, design, a strategy, and sort of narrow all that down and make sure that the website accomplishes everything from all sides, but still being technically feasible. There were definitely challenges, but I think because of our agile sort of deployment process, we're able to react to those things quickly. Just by having the team there, whenever we'd run into an obstacle, it was easy to just get an answer and pivot into another direction as needed.
We went through a lot of iterations just in terms of what content was going to be on the site. We wanted it to read really well. We wanted it to be super easy to access. And we wanted people to be able to traverse through the site really quickly. We just wanted kind of anyone to be able to use it. Working on this project, it makes you want to make the whole product as best as you can, to make it as perfect as you can. So even say when you're coming down to the end, and you know that there's a tight deadline and everyone's working their hardest to make everything happen, you want to keep going back and kind of making adjustments because it's not just there yet, and making sure that it tells the story for other people that really need your help.
So if you think about what we did in the sandbox and you translate that from prototype to pilot, the first thing you have to do is you have to find a market that you want to go try this out in. Try it out for real in a market with families and with actual donors. And so what we did with the team is we decided on Atlanta, Georgia.
Georgia was just fantastic. The team there was the first to raise their hand. You know, we couldn't appreciate them more for stepping up first. We feel like being successful in Georgia will prove that we can be successful in many other places.
On a national level, this will change the way Make-A-Wish raises money.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see a launch. It's one of those, I can't wait to see it, but I'm also a little bit frightened to actually see it live. You know, when you see sort of something you've been working on for so long, and now you're going to release it to the world, it's like, how is the world going to react? Are they going to like it? Are they going to like it? Did I miss something? Did I miss, you know, there's anything? But I think with the team, with the support of the team, I know we're going to have a very good launch.
I still remember how excited I was to leave Sandbox, and I think I told everybody there that I wanted Georgia to be the pilot chapter, and to come full circle, it's been a hell of a ride. You know, this is just the beginning. It's been a complete pleasure to work with you and your team. We know how much effort everybody has put into this, and we just want to say that we're 4 Wishes. We've done that for a long time as an organization, and it's wonderful to see people like you proclaiming that you're 4 Wishes too. So thank you very, very much.